Hey, and welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'll be showing you a phone that I bought off eBay from Greece. This phone came all the way from Greece to the United States. I've been waiting for this for about a month, a bit more than a month, because I bought this in May and now it's the 1st of July. I had to run to the post office to get it because I needed a signature, but luckily there was no tax on this thing, so I'm lucky there because it's not that heavy, I think. But yeah, so this is an LG KE850, also known as the LG Prada, the LG KE850 Prada, which is the world's first capacitive touchscreen phone, and I'll talk about that in detail later. So when I mean capacitive touchscreen, I mean you don't have to press the screen too deep. Now, there are many phones with the older type of touchscreen, the resistive touchscreen, where you have to press with your nail. These aren't like that. These are capacitive touchscreens. Like all phones that we have today are capacitive touchscreens. And this was the first phone to have that. There's a common misconception saying that the first generation iPhone was the one with the first capacitive touchscreen. No, it was the first with multi-touch, but it wasn't the first with the first capacitive touchscreen. And the KE850 Prada, it beat the iPhone by a few months. It was announced in 2006, November somewhere, and it was released in January of 2007, whereas the iPhone first gen was announced in January of 2007 and released in June of 2007. However, the Prada, the LG KE850, it was morbidly overpriced for its time. It was around $780, while the iPhone was like $400 to $500. And it was inferior in every single way except camera. It has a slightly better camera than the iPhone, but in every single other way, it's inferior. It was expensive. It was more expensive. It was inferior in terms of, like, it didn't have apps and all that stuff, the good stuff the iPhone brought with it. So it was naturally a failure. And as you can see, it came from Thermaikou, I think that's how you pronounce it, Thermaikou, Greece. And I've been waiting for this for a long time. And this is the original, the original listing to this. Let me just get this out of the way. Let me take this tape off screen. He's wrapped it completely in tape. Don't forget to hit that like button and check out my channel. And if you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also turn on that bell notification button so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. I'm also on Instagram and Discord, and you can find me on those using the links down in the description below. So I did find the opening, and let's see if there's any receipts in this. There is. Let me just get that out of the way. And we have the phone here. This is the white version, well, the silver version of this phone. The most common color was a black color, which is also pretty rare and hard to find. But the white version is extra rare. So I thought I'll get it instead of the black one, because I can get the black one later. The white one came a few months after the black one, but it's also more rare than the black one. And obviously, as the name says, it's a collaboration between LG and Prada. So it was more of a fashion accessory than a phone. But it doesn't look that great either. I mean, the iPhone looks way better than it. I'll show you in a minute. So I don't know why they market it as a fashion accessory. It doesn't look that great. So obviously he's wrapped it really well, coming halfway across the Atlantic. Well, all the way across the Atlantic. And there it is. It has no battery. So I'm not sure if it's gonna work. Right out of the bat, it's missing one port, but that's okay. That's how it was. It has a very proprietary looking connector there, as you can see. Don't know what type of connector that is. We got, I have no idea what, that's not a camera button. I don't know what that is. We got volume rockers. We do have an MP3 switch. Like some older phones had like quick access to MP3 players, the MP3 player. And this also dubs as a camera shutter. It's got the lock button here. It's got another proprietary charging port, lanyard strap from when those were a thing. We got a camera. We got Schneider Kreuznach. Is that how you pronounce it? Kreuznach. Okay, Schneider Kreuznach optics. So it's probably a German. It's like Carl Zeiss. It's probably German. So we got a 2 megapixel camera with a flash. No battery, like I said. Let's see if this thing even opens. How does this open? Oh, there we go. So, made in Korea, LG KE850. SIM card slot, and we got micro SD. So I have no way of turning this thing on, or do I? Let me check. Hold up. If this battery works, nah, I don't think so. I'll have to find a really thin battery because these are not gonna go in there, and I'm not gonna bother taking this thing apart. But yeah, looks pretty nice. So let's now compare it to the original iPhone. And people say that the original iPhone was inspired by this. I highly doubt that. These do not look at all the same. This is more square, this is more round. This is made of way better material, because we got aluminum, and the plastic is also better here. Stainless steel band. This is just entirely plastic. It's kind of a bummer that I can't turn this on, because it would be fun to test out the first ever capacitive touchscreen. Prada branding up top, as you can see there. So let me just get another capacitive touchscreen, a resistive touchscreen phone, and I want to show you what's the difference. Okay, so I have another phone here, and this is a phone with a resistive touchscreen. This is a Nokia 5530. These phones used to come with styluses, because you have to apply a certain amount of pressure on the screen for it to work. Now, I don't have a battery for this. It runs off another battery, but that thing is not charging really fast on a different phone. So I can't turn the phone on, but this phone does work. But these, you had to use your fingernail. You had to apply a considerable, well, not a considerable, but a certain amount of pressure for it to, for the input to work. But capacitive touchscreens, you just, as you know, with obviously your smartphones, you just touch them like that with the base of your finger and it works. Now, there are capacitive touchscreen phones that do work with your fingernails as well, such as what I recently covered on my channel, the Nokia Lumia 920. It has a capacitive touchscreen, but for some reason it's they made it really sensitive, so that it works with your nails as well. But those are only certain phones. But most phones, like for example the iPhone 11, will not work with your nail, because they've toned down the sensitivity. But there are capacitive touchscreens that could be used with your nails. But these resistive touchscreens, they've got a plastic. It's plastic, as you can see. It goes in. It's plastic. But these, that's glass. You can't have resistive touchscreens with glass. All capacitive touchscreen ones are glass. Same with the original iPhone. It's all glass. Wait, this one has a screen protector on it. Here's one without it. Glass. So that's the difference with capacitive and resistive. This uses force, I think what it does is there are electrons flowing through the screen like that. When you touch it, you break the flow of the electrons, so that registers at the top on the sensor. And then the software can determine where you touched and relate it to that part of the screen. This does the same thing, but it just uses the register of force to pinpoint the part of the screen that you're pressing on. So that's it. But yeah, I guess there's nothing much else I can talk about this phone. It was a very basic phone. Its features are very similar to the flip phones of its time. 1,000 entries in the call book. You can have only 1,000 contacts. It it was very similar to all those flip phones. But this, now, for example, you can have virtually unlimited amount of call numbers stored on your phone, and it had apps, and it had so many better things. The touchscreen was multi-touch. It was better. It was cheaper. It was built better. It had longer support and everything. So there was no reason for people to buy the LG Prada over the original iPhone. This thing was around $780 or something, or 600 euros in the US. So it was a pretty expensive phone because of the Prada collaboration. But it didn't look great either. It didn't look like something, it doesn't look better than the iPhone, hands down. So I don't know why they marketed it as a fashion accessory. I don't know if I'll ever get this thing working. I gotta find a battery for it, a battery that suits this. I don't think I'll find a battery because these are pretty rare phones. Wait, there's something at the bottom here. Hold up. What's that? Oh no, that's just the lock for that. Okay. These are pretty rare phones, so I don't think I'll ever find a battery for this. But if I do, I'll include it in a future video on the channel. But the main reason I bought this is it's a collector's item. So yeah, brand new one of these. They go for really high prices on eBay, and they're all from China because there's some of them in China for some reason. This phone was not released in the US, as I know. I'm not really sure. I could be wrong. So this is why I got it from Greece. I'll be getting the black version later, but for now I'll be just staying with this. And if I do a video, just stay tuned for that. But until then, this is the end of this video. I thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and check out my channel. And if you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.